I think it's wonderful. I don't do the scheduling. That's not my wheelhouse. But if we play Southern, I love Coach O. I love Southern. We camp together, and he's a great man, and I think it's great for the city of Baton Rouge. And again, I think that the more we can stay together with the schools in Louisiana and support each other, the better.
Hello and welcome to Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined by the Bud Man, Buddy Sanji, here on Tigers Roar at Scoreboards, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Bud Man, great to see you.
Yeah, I got a little blue and red and orange. It is Florida week. LSU, Florida, 2 top 10 teams, both undefeated. Florida with a big win last week in JP. This one sets up beautifully everything that you want, including a cold front game day. 7 o'clock at night. I mean, this is what the Tiger fan base has been waiting for. And, man, do we have a lot to give to you tonight on a Wednesday night live from Scoreboard.
That's right. We'll go over the win against Utah State this past weekend for the Tigers and really gearing you up. LSU versus Florida. All the pageantry you could ever want for this game. The rivalry has certainly heated back up the last couple of years. There's going to be some trash talk on the social media, even though Coach O said stay off the Twitter machine. It's really tough to do with these millennials, and it's going to get spicy.
These teams just don't like each other. If we remember, Leonard Fournette was not going to play a few years ago, and they got all conflicted at midfield, and a lot of times teams come and jump on the eye, and Coach O says, hey, we don't want any of that nonsense. Last week before Florida and Auburn, a little pushing and shoving, so a lot of smack talk, a lot of tweets going back and forth, but let's be honest, folks. You got Florida right where you want them. They're coming off a very physical game. Kyle Trask did tweak the MCL, so he's not going to be 100%. Mullen says he's good to go, but you got to block those rushers from the edge, and we know this is a big game for Sadiq Charles and Austin Deculus, and a big game for Joe Burrow, who got a pick 6 last year as Florida scored late and beat them 27-19. So this is everything that you possibly want, and there's a little revenge. I want to see LSU throw the football to set up the run. Last week, as we said, as you alluded to, 42 minutes basically and some change with the clock. That won't happen this weekend. You're going to find out how good that offense is this week going up against a quality SEC defensive front and guys that can make plays and sack the quarterback.
It is going to be important for Joe Burrow to have some kind of pocket, even though the ball has gotten out of his hands so quick in this new system. And a lot of playmakers on the outside. It really starts up front. Florida loves to dominate the trenches on both sides of the ball. They have a very talented defensive front. This is going to be the toughest defense LSU has faced so far this year. The second time game day will involve LSU. They'll be on the quad at LSU campus, getting everybody ready. But, man, did they announce who the guest picker would be yet?
We have heard all kinds of rumors. First it was Zion, and then it was other things. The latest rumor is John Goodman, who, of course, actually filmed with Mike Papajohn and many others that great movie in Tiger Stadium many years ago. So Goodman is a big LSU fan. Want to say he spent some time in New Orleans with his wife. That's the latest. Look, a lot of people wanted this guy and that guy, whoever. I don't think it's really relevant, but it will be a sight to see. And we just remind these fans, don't go out there and not pace yourself. Now, old guys like me can't bring it in the morning all the way till the end of the night. But the fans have a job. And Florida's fan base did their job last week. They made it tough for that freshman quarterback. They made it tough for Auburn on offense. Let's see what kind of game this LSU fan base can bring. And they are part of this situation here, because if they make it tough for Kyle Trask to audibilize, you can't hear all the things. You know what happens. All of a sudden that left tackle is jumping early. All of a sudden the crowd, I want to see LSU jump out, get the lead, because Tiger Stadium is not the same animal to play in if LSU's down 7-0, 10-0. Versus a 7-0, 10-0 lead.
I mean, it works out perfect. No 11 o'clock kickoff. It'll be prime time, 7 o'clock ESPN. If you're watching it on the tube, that Tiger fans will be rolling their RVs onto the lot as we speak, right? I mean, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, they'll be getting ready. It's going to be a long weekend, ready really setting up that big clash.
And you know what's kind of crazy? It just kind of hit me, but I never really have eaten a lot of alligator. Have you ever had any alligator?
I've had some alligator before, not a lot, but I've definitely had my fair share.
They will be grilling up alligator and manda sausage and boudin and all the other delicacies. I mean, this is what you want. And how about this? The good Lord finally smiling on everybody in this part of the country and bringing us finally some good football weather. Going to be a little rain late in the week, but then the cool front comes in, and this thing might be 65 degrees or so at start, might get into the 50s by the time it ends.
Wouldn't that be nice? Talking about the guest picker and eating all this gator, I told Kelly last night on Glitter Gossip, I thought maybe they bring in Troy Landry from the Swamp People. Shoot him, get those gators. That'd be quality TV.
The problem with that is that show's not really on TV much anymore. It was more popular 5 to 6.
It's still popular. He's still a local celebrity out here.
Well, they're local, but they're probably going to go national. Look,
right.
Zion was not a fit in my opinion. I mean, look, all things considering, but it's irrelevant. They've had Bregman, they've had Brian Wilson. Remember when he was on?
Right.
And so Shaq was my pick. I think the Diesel would do a great job, but. Man, setting up in the quad, and as we know, LSU many years ago got a little spicy. Somebody threw a Titleist 4 towards Herb Street and Corso, and ever since after that, they're movie stars, and they have that screen up there, that net to protect them.
Right. LSU really gearing up this week at practice, getting ready for a physical game against Florida. Coach O, we'll hear from him later on in this program, but he's really pumped up. He's ready to show what his team can do with this new offense. It hasn't been really tested since week 1 against Texas. Texas also has a big game this weekend, the Red River rivalry. They take on Oklahoma, but look, game day chose this SEC matchup between LSU and Florida. Maybe because of a lot of the off-the-field hatred these two teams have, this is going to be a heated rivalry, and really setting LSU up next week for Mississippi State. They continue on to Auburn in this SEC gauntlet.
Hey, one other tidbit before we go to break and then come back with Coach O. Then we'll have Mike Scarborough, who's going to watch a JV game tonight, so we got him a little early. This is a multi-big, super huge recruiting weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Have some officials, have some unofficials. Every player that's looking at LSU for 2020, 21, 22, they will be focused in. They'll either be in the stadium, they'll be watching it, and this could go a long way in sealing the deal. Hey, the numbers could get tight. We'll talk to Mike about that in 15, 20 minutes, but as you know, the better this season gets, the more crunching of the numbers, and it looks like they're continuing to really, I guess you could say, a lot of interest on offensive players, but you got to get a couple big uglies to finish.
Yep.
And we'll see Zach Evans, the controversial running back who's so good from Texas. He's supposed to be coming. Going to be a big weekend. Mike will tell you all the names when we have him in a little bit.
Certainly excited to hear from Mike Scarborough, TigerBreak.com. Get to our first break here on Tigers Roar. Come back and join us. We're from head coach Ed Ogeron for LSU Tigers. Come back and join us. We're here at Scoreboards 10655 Coursey Boulevard. I'm Jonathan Poche. He's Buddy Sanji. Come back and join us on Tigers Roar.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go. That game should keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah!
Dad.
Oh, in your face!
Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined by the Bud Man, Buddy Sanji, here at Scoreboards 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Certainly appreciate you turning into Tigers Roar. We'll let you hear from the head coach of the LSU football team. Here is Coach Ed Ogeron with this week's press conference as LSU gears up to face Florida this Saturday, primetime college game day, Tiger Stadium.
Welcome, everybody. A good win for our football team. A couple of things, obviously 601 yards on offense, 248 yards rushing, 41 minutes time of possessions. Third down, we were 61%. Kept drive alive, and we're 4-4 for TDs in the red zone, so we're very pleased with that. On defense, 3 interceptions, held them to 19 yards. Rushing, 159 was our best output of the whole season on defense. We won 92% of our third downs. We improved our tackling, run fits, and pass rush. We met as an offense today, and we really wasn't pleased with our performance. Although we scored 42 points, there were some things, ball security things that we got to take care of. Some blocking that we missed some balls, we missed some routes. Our timing wasn't exactly like we've been. We wasn't as sharp on offense. So it'd be good to give us some good things to work on this week. On to this week, obviously we're excited about this game. Excited about the ESPN game day being here. 7 o'clock Saturday night, Tiger Stadium, LSU, Florida. Doesn't get much better than that, man. It's going to be a wonderful night for the LSU family and the Tigers. This is going to be a big recruiting weekend for us. We have 2 big-time official visits coming in as of now. We talked to most of our recruits last night. We'll talk to more tonight. We're going to get as many recruits to this game as we can, so it'll be a big night recruiting. Dan Mullen has done a tremendous job. This is a well-coached football team. We have a lot of respect for Coach Mullen and his whole staff. I know most of those guys on the staff, they do a great job. They're good guys in football, and I've been knowing them for a long time. On offense, they're scoring 34 points a game, 430 total yards per game, 141 rushing, 288. Kyle Trask, their quarterback. Perrine had a big play, as you saw. Kyle Pitts is a good tight end. And they got a lot of speed at wide receiver. Van Jefferson, powerless route runner, can make the big play. Second in targets, 31 receptions. All their receivers are good and fast, and they have a bunch of them. On defense, Todd Grantham is one of the best defensive coordinators in football. He is an outstanding defensive line coach. He knows how to blitz, knows how to attack. I think he's done a tremendous job everywhere he's been. I've known him for a long time. They're 4-3. They returned 7 starters. They're only giving up 9.5 yards a game, 276 total yards. Outstanding against the rush, 93. 183. They got some great pass rushers up front. Grenard, Zanuga, C.J. Anderson, one of the top cornerbacks in the game. Very solid on special teams. As always, have a lot of speed. This is going to be a very good week for us. This is always a physical football game. We went back and looked at our game against them. Last year it was a physical football game. We have to do it well on the line of scrimmage, have to tackle, and have to tackle well in space. But we look forward to this week. I can't wait for this week of preparation. Any questions?
So far, it looks like Todd Grantham's been blitzing a lot less than in years past. I guess, does that make it almost kind of more difficult to prepare for, being more unpredictable?
Yeah, well, we have to go back in his history. We have to look at the things he's done. We have to be prepared for line stunts. We have to be prepared for four-man rush, be prepared for blitzes. We have a lot of work to do this week. There'll be a lot of walkthroughs. There'll be a lot of film study. We have to be prepared for everything that he comes after. But the biggest thing that we have to do in practice is simulate the speed of their defensive line. So we're going to put our fastest guys on the rush team and rush our guys all week, obviously.
And on a similar note about their line, you think this is the toughest pass rush you guys have faced this year? And what did you think of Ed Ingram's performance in his first game back?
I thought he played pretty good. He did good. Assignment-wise, he was good. He didn't get tired. He played well. We're going to see this week how Steve feels. I'll usually go with his gut feeling on that decision, him or Adrian. So we'll see how the week goes. This is by far the best pass rush we've seen. I think I've said it every day in our press conference that I can, that we're going to be tested. This is what I was talking about. I watched the game against Miami. There was a tremendous pass rush. Last year we did not block their pass rush very well. It's going to be a challenge for us.
Hey, Coach, here in the middle, it seems that Dan Mullen and Todd Grantham have had some success against LSU in recent years, no matter where they've been. As you're game planning, are there some things you're taking to mind that you normally don't, maybe? Or
yeah, we're looking at the Mississippi State. If that's the action, we looked at the Mississippi State film 2 years ago. We'll watch it. We're looking at their history. We're looking at, Dan's a big formation guy, and he's going to see how he lines up in a certain formation, and he's going to try to hit you where your weaknesses are at. So that's going to be a key for us this week. But, after looking at the film this morning, it's going to come down to blocking and tackling. They ran the speed option on us. We were out of position. They ran the quarterback throwback. We were out of position. We just got to be in position. We got to make plays when we need to make plays.
Ed, last week you talked about how the warp speed offense helped y'all prepare for Utah State. You're talking about the defense kind of doing the same thing for your offense this week. Is there anybody on the defense that kind of helps you get that good look?
Well, if they were, they would be starting for us, and I promise you that. But, I'm not going to put Kelvin Chasson against our first team every day. I mean, he's the closest one. Justin Thomas, Justin Thomas can pass rush. Michael Divinity, hopefully he's back this week. I'm going to see how he is today. Hopefully he can rush again. But, guys like Marcel Brooks, Justin Thomas, those guys are going to have to help.
Ed, over here, can you update us on the health of your defensive line and who might be able to make it this week? And was Sadiq Charles 0 snaps? I mean, can you explain what happened there, please?
Sadiq Charles is going to play this week. It was a coach's decision. Michael Divinity is going to practice this week. Hopefully he's ready. Rashard Lawrence is going to practice this week. Hopefully he's ready. Glenn Loken is going to be limited this week. Don't know if he's going to be ready.
Hey, Coach, up here. This is a question kind of like separate from everything, but we talk about the stars and everybody a lot, but is there anything you can say about the importance of those guys on like the scout team and in the practice squad and things like that?
Yeah, one team, one heartbeat. We made a highlight of those guys at the end of camp and showed it to our football team, and I told them how much we appreciate them. I always try to compliment them on the way they work, and simulation is key for us. And the more we get into the season, the less hitting we're going to be during practice. So these walkthroughs and simulating and being at the right spot, the right time, gives our team a winning edge. So those guys are awfully important. And plus, those guys are friends with our starters. And as you know, it's about one team, one heartbeat. Everybody has a role, and their roles are just as important.
Coach, both of the teams playing this weekend are great on third down conversion.
Hey, what's your probability for the game?
Yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. Doubtful.
I'm going to ask you every day.
Doubtful. That's these guys. I
got what you got, man.
You guys are very good at third down conversion. Both you and Florida. You guys were phenomenal this past weekend. Is there a magic formula that goes into third down, or is it really just down, distance, and play call?
I think it's game planning. I think our guys do a tremendous job of game planning, and I think it comes down to protection. Third down, to me, is always about protection. It's always about pass rush. That if you can protect, I think that you give enough time for a quarterback to throw the football, there'll be open spots. I think if you can pass rush and not give the quarterback enough time, you'll win.
You guys are number one in the country right now in red zone offense. Last season you were disappointed in that. I guess what do you think's made the biggest difference and why you're able to score from that?
First of all, number one right now is good for out there. Doesn't mean nothing to us. We got to get better. The work that we do today, we do red zone on Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. So we work more in the red zone. I do believe that the schemes that we have and the game planning that we have in red zone have been phenomenal, and we have good players, and we have a smart quarterback and get the ball to them.
Coach, with the new offense, it seems like you always have to prove yourself. People say we want to see it in a game. Then they say we got to see it at Texas. And now some people are saying this is the first, real legitimate tough defense you're going to play against. Can you talk about that challenge? And for Joe, especially, a quarterback.
Well, we know how it is in the SEC. I mean, it's going to be like this every week from now on. It's going to be a challenge, but I think these guys are going to be up for it. Or are we going to score the same amount of points that we've been scoring every week? I don't know. We may not. The object is always to win the game and to play a full team. So I think that our guys understand the challenge. Our guys understand the teams that we have played. Some of them are not as strong as the ones we're going to play, but we've been gearing up for this and we're ready.
Hey, Coach, right here. You said Saturday you wanted to take a look at the film before you made a decision about Christian Fulton working in the slot. I guess kind of after looking at that, do you like that? And is that something?
Yeah, it looked pretty good, but Cordell Flott is out, so stuff like that looked pretty good. But I hate to cut you short, but Cordell is injured. I don't know if Cordell is going to play this week, so I don't know if you're going to see as much of that.
Coach, Neil Farrell doesn't get a lot of the hype as a lot of these defensive guys, but he's been quietly putting up a lot of really good numbers. Yeah. What do you attribute that to, and how important is he going to be for Saturday?
He's very instinctive. Neil's tough as an old alligator, man. He's a tough young man, love him to death. From Alabama, great parents, great character, has stuck with it. And now his opportunity has come. I told Coach Johnson, I said, once Neil becomes a first teamer, he's going to be hard to sit down, and he is. And right now he's still on first team. I don't know if Glenn's going to play, but I expect Neil to start in this game.
Coach, over here to your left. Florida's offensive line has been a little suspect this year, and with Kyle Trask getting injured last week with the knee injury, is a pass rush really going to be important this week and really pushing the line of scrimmage?
No question. Controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides is going to be a key to this football game. Again, I watched that film this morning, and it was a physical football game. We were doing very well, but they did some good things too. So it's going to be a battle. We're going to have to win our blocks up front. We have to win our gaps, and we're going to have to tackle. Florida has run the ball on us the last 2 years very, very well. We have to stop the run. I think that's my biggest concern right now, stopping the run.
Ed, you got a lot more work for the two freshman running backs last week. Do you, I guess, kind of feel comfortable enough with them for this kind of big game?
Yep, let them go. Let them go. I think they're ready to play, and so is Chris Curry. I think we have four backs that can go and play. Now they have to understand that, and so does Clyde. Clyde has had 2 fumbles the last 2 weeks. I'm very concerned with that. We're going to work just like we attacked tackling last week. We attacked it. We got better at it. We went back, looked at the film, what we were doing right, what we're doing wrong, and we were a much better team tackling. I expect us to be a much better team holding on to that football this week, and it's going to be addressed every day. I promise you that.
That was Coach Ed Ogeron talking about his team getting ready to play Florida Gators. 7 o'clock ESPN. Game day will be there. Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso. They'll be picking before It'll be all the pageantry you could ever want for LSU football game. Big rivalry against the Gators, but man, I know you're getting spicy about it.
Well, it's going to be a big recruiting weekend, and when we come back, we're going to bring in Mike Scarborough. He is watching and filming a JV game, but he'll give you all the ins and outs of everybody coming in this weekend. And once again, going to be an electric atmosphere. Tiger Stadium, 7 o'clock.
Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com. After this break, come back and join us right here on Tigers Roar.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Remember the smell of vinyl? What happened to all your old records? Lost in a move? Thrown out by the ex? Get them back. Classic Vinyl's Record Store and Collectibles, 13847 Coursey, where you can find all old vinyl, all genres of music, rock, country, blues, and R&B. Classic Vinyls and Collectibles behind Mary Lee Donuts and Coursey. If they don't have it, they'll get it. Look for them on Facebook. Classic Vinyls, sponsors of Classic Vinyls Classic Rock Night Thursdays at Scoreboards on Coursey.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar. It is that time of the show. We bring in Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com. Lucky to have him each and every week here on Tigers Roar. We always have a lot of knowledge, everything going on in recruiting. Want to bring him in right now. Good evening, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just on the road as usual. I'm doing something I'm not normally doing, and that's going out on. It started last year with Howard filming JV games, and I'm doing it again tonight to see Eli hosting Zachary. Zachary hosting live JV.
That sounds good. We certainly appreciate you spending some time with us here on Tigers Roar. Mike, it's a big game this weekend. LSU, Florida. I know it's an epic recruiting weekend, so we'll jump right into it. What is the latest on that huge list going on right now at TigerBait.com? And name some of the big names that are expected to attend this Saturday.
Well, look, it all starts with Malcolm Green, the safety that Coach Bush has been after for a while. And there's two official visitors. There's him and Eric Gilbert from Marietta, Georgia. The high 4-star, I think even one network might have as a 5, that tied in. Two biggies, and then you've got it's a who's who beyond that of the best of the best for 20, 21, and 22. There's even a 23 kid putting off for the review there. And our list that I started working on Sunday at TigerBait.com is just it grows every few hours. We've been updated with kids saying they're coming in. So I kind of jokingly said, man, with all the recruits they're hosting, they might have to commandeer some seats in that student section to get them all in.
Jacoby and Gilreath, Zach Evans, Mike, name a couple of guys that are coming on unofficials that you think LSU's in really good shape with.
Yeah, Jacoby, Gilliam, DeQuella Wolf, TJ Finley, Jalen Lee. You've got multiple kids from Texas from 24, including the offensive tackle Ruben Fatherly. Zach Evans is big because he's coming for an unofficial visit. He's the 5-star running back. So he's coming for an unofficial visit, and then he'll come out in 2 weeks and have his official visit for the Auburn game weekend.
Hey, Mike, let's talk about Jonathan and I as we were getting ready to get you on. Pretty important game for LSU in recruiting. Now, look, everybody knows with the momentum, the whole country's been talking about LSU, the yards, the scoring, Burrow with the Heisman, the wide receivers, 7, 6, and 6 with Jefferson, Marshall, and Chase scoring touchdowns. Just talk a little bit about the way LSU has played and how much interest there is. And now you really get to see what this offense and defense can do. Prime time, 7 o'clock against a quality SEC opponent and quality coaches. Everybody knows what Mullen and, of course, their defensive coordinator has done. So a pretty important game for the Tigers to win because the momentum shoots through the roof. And me and JP were wondering just how these numbers are going to crunch out because every time we turn around and have you on, somebody else is now interested in LSU.
Yeah, it's look, in years past, you could name a kid from out of state, and I kind of say, that's a hook with a fool or whatever. Now you name a kid from out of state that Clemson and Ohio State and everybody wants, and if they're getting him in for a visit, I'm not going to say he's questionable to slim and none. LSU is a hot team in the country. The staff has everybody excited. They're a legit playoff contender with a Heisman Trophy candidate. And then on top of that, they've got the luxury of having an incredible home slate with Florida, Auburn, and Texas A&M.
Mike,
you get those kids on campus for any of those games. I've reached out to just about every recruit that's been affiliated with LSU, and if they're not coming this weekend, they say they're coming for Auburn. And a lot of them are coming for Florida, but also come for Auburn. So, like I said, you can't give enough kudos to Coach Orgeron, all of the assistant coaches, the recruiting staff. I mean, they're just doing an incredible job.
Mike, what's one area of the game you're going to be paying close attention to? Is it up front? Is it outside? I know Joe Burrow has to play a good game to give LSU the 13 points they're favored for right now. I think that's a little bit big considering the rivalry and how it's heated up so much over these past couple of years.
Yeah, I think that this will be the stiffest defensive line that LSU's faced all year. Their goal is to keep as much pressure on Chuck Ball as possible. Grantham's going to try to dial up some blitzes that Burrow's never seen. But that's where Joe Burrow comes into play and how smart he is, how much film he watches, and all that. So, I think Burrow's going to be absolutely ready for what they have to throw at him. And then he's got the added luxury of now he's got Sadiq Charles going to play and Ed Ingram back for his second week. So LSU all of a sudden, like Edward said, is deeper on the offensive line than you think.
Perfect time to segue, Mike, into those big uglies. And Marcus Numerville is a guy that we've been following all year long. LSU really desperately needs another left tackle, even though JP and Mike Dar Rosenthal has played well when he's been pushed into action. But how do you see LSU finishing as far as offensive linemen? And now that Jacoby and Gilry, we know that Jenkins decommitted a month or so ago and then recommitted up to TCU. But talk about the big uglies and how you think LSU finishes there, especially with those offensive linemen.
Well, look, Duberville is the must get. You've got Xavier Hill coming in this weekend from Olive Branch. You got R.J. Adams coming in from Virginia. Hill was committed to Alabama, decommitted. Adams was committed to Penn State, decommitted. Both those guys are guards. They need another tackle, and Duberville's that guy. So if you could add a Duberville and then one of those other two, you've got Tyke Frost in Texas, who they're still working, is committed to Arkansas. But to me, they have to have at least two more offensive linemen, and one of them being an absolute true offensive tackle.
Mike, if they do get another offensive tackle and the numbers start really building up with all these guys taking their official and unofficial visits this weekend, who are some names that might decommit from LSU? Have you been keeping track of who is getting the pressure to maybe look elsewhere? I saw that Jenkins just signed with TCU after he decommitted to LSU off that defensive line.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any pressure being put on both Christian. I just think, eventually the numbers will work out whether someone who's not on pace to actually qualify. We'll see. That's always a tricky situation, and then trying to guess as to who, it's very deceptive to say the least.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, we talked about it, especially when it was launched, but how much impact do you think the new facilities, the nutrition and the pods and everything else that they've unleashed and let everybody see them now using them? I saw your linebacker, that's a 2021 kid, relaxing in somebody's place last week. How much impact does that have for LSU going forward? Because it certainly looked like everybody that's seen it, whether they're verbally committed or just looking at LSU, nothing but great things about the new facilities.
Yeah, and that was Kendrick Blackshear, the 5-star. I'd say 5-star, high 4 everywhere from East Texas, who I thought was just I'm back like him in years at LSU camp in June, coming off the knee injury. Now the new facility, that's the gravy. The draw is the team and what they're doing on the field. And if you're an offensive player, Joe Bucky's offense, and it just you're now your second game of the year where your team is the BSPN game day, and it probably ain't going to be the last. Could be 2 more times. It all feeds into LSU being the hot, sexy team in college football, and a true role recruiting nationally, and the national plan of Ed Orgeron said is there.
Hey, Mike, what kind of difference do you think it makes? And of course, it looks like LSU and Auburn is going to be another big recruiting weekend in a couple weeks, and more than likely at 2:30. But how much have you ever studied the the correlation between visits at night in a 7 o'clock game. I mean, this is everything that LSU can put forth. You alluded to game day. We talk about all the things that's going on with campus, but the weather coming in, an unbelievable matchup. But how much more impact in recruiting does it have on a nighttime game, in your opinion?
It's huge. It's huge. Just the ambiance there. There's no comparison. I interviewed Luke Altmaier, the quarterback from Central Mississippi for 21, who was at the Utah State game. And, he's been to LSU before, and he understands what the difference is. But there's no comparison between a experience in that Utah State game to the one who's going to experience this Florida game this Saturday night. And that's why, they didn't bring in a bunch of big numbers on Saturday. They're saving off the Florida, Auburn, and A&M.
All right, Mike, I know you're a busy man. You got stuff to do tonight. Before we let you go, tell everybody about TigerBait.com, why they should subscribe today, and what they can find once they do so.
That's it. Go to TigerBait.com. If you're an LSU fan, $1 gets you started. Get on the site, get all of the information, and it's nonstop daily on the Tigers and message board. We've got that ongoing list. We'll confirm them all on Saturday. We've got our post-game coverage, all our high school recruiting video. And so if you're an LSU fan, go to TigerBait.com and give us a subscription. We'd love to have you.
Thanks, Mike. Keep up the great work. We'll
right,
talk
Mike.
with you next week, radio and TV.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks. Okay, thank you.
And JP, let's be honest, this is LSU at its apex. When
Right.
you have all those things, but we challenge that fan base. Are you going to make this the electric? How many times do you sit here and you're looking for stuff in the summertime to read? Are you looking in August and football's getting ready to hear? And here comes this poll. Most intimidating stadiums in the country. And LSU continues to be ranked #1, coaches, players,
Yeah.
fans. A lot of people bucket list a night game
Right.
in Tiger Stadium. But are they going to bring it? And is this going to be a hellhole to play in Saturday night? Because let's give Florida and their fan base a lot of credit. They affected that freshman quarterback. Kyle Trask has never suited up and played here.
Right.
And you got a redshirt freshman in Emory Jones who's never seen Tiger Stadium because they've been in Gainesville the last
Right,
2
2
times.
years.
So once again, fans, you have to remember you have a stake in this game. And look, if you're going to get shafast early in the morning with game day, go home and take a nap. Good that it's not going to be 95 degrees because that'll wear some people out. But you got to bring your A game Saturday night for all those things
That's
we were
right.
talking
It'll
about.
be a Saturday, October evening. The cool front's supposed to come in. Florida LSU, a top 10 matchup. Game day is on campus, and also it's homecoming. All the things you need to have a great time this weekend. Baton Rouge Tigers take on the Gators of Gainesville. We'll come back and hear from some players and some player interviews right here on Tigers Roar.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
can't wait for tonight. Where are we meeting?
Tonight? Date night? Oh. Find sushi restaurant.
Let's try wasabi sushi.
Route to sushi.
The destination is on your left.
Play our song.
Pioneer in-dash systems with Apple CarPlay. Get yours installed today at your local Mesa retailer.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar, Budman. LSU is 5-0 after their big scoring day against Utah State. They put up 42 and only 6 points given up by the defense. We thought Utah State would put up some more points because their offense moved at such a quick pace, but defense really held up. It was a slow start, 11 a.m. kickoff again, so you kind of expect a sluggish start with Joe Burrow. 5 touchdowns in the air, 1 through the ground on that quarterback sneak. He's absolutely killing it right now, and you see these highlights right here. Also, Derek Dillon.
Good to see 19 back.
Right.
Good to see Thaddeus Moss catch his first touchdown
I was about to say
pass.
that. Yep.
Big Luther in the background talking about, hey, fight Tigers. This is going to be really. I had former LSU quarterback Alan Risher on the show today, and he said, hey, man, if they put up 375 and 5 touchdowns, then you know you got something really, really special. Of course, Burrow, 22 touchdown passes, only 3 INTs. There's my man, Jamar Chase. I'm calling it right now. Jamar Chase with another big game. Jefferson, all the things that they do in the end zone. Of course, we know that obviously Moss will be used. And it's going to be fun because Florida brings that pressure. Hey, are you expecting screens and draws and little flares? And I want to see John Emery on the wheel route. I'm dialing that one up. I like the way number 4 catches the ball out the backfield if he can hold on to it.
Well, throwing the ball to the running back out the backfield was something LSU never did last season. No screens, not even wide receiver screens. Get the ball out of Joe Burrow's hand quick. Get to those playmakers. I do expect they will utilize that part of the game. Joe Burrow doing a great job spreading out the field. All those dynamic receivers he has. I tell you what, talking about Thaddeus Moss, Jamar Chase could feature on You Got Moss every week if you wanted to.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we know, obviously, Trey Palmer still waiting for his shot. Hey, don't forget about Jontre Kirkland. And once again, really important for Sadiq Charles at left tackle. He's back this week. Austin Deculus at right tackle. He got dinged. McGee went over and played the right side. And Ed Ingram, do you think he can play a whole game, or do you think him and Adrian McGee split reps at left guard?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see McGee, but look, Coach O always said since he came back how impressed he was in the physical shape he was in. I don't think Ed Ingram's going to need too much time off, but look, if you rotate, I'm really okay with that. McGee did a good job when he came in to spell, and we'll see. I mean, we're not making that call. We're not in the room to make that decision, but look, Ingram looked good to me. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit out of football shape because he hasn't played in over a year, except this past week. But look, the coaches said that he was in shape when he got there. And they did. They see Thaddeus Moss get his first touchdown. How about this? Both LSU and Saints tight ends get their first touchdowns of their respective team this week. Of course, Thaddeus Moss and Big Jared Cook. Happy for that young man, and he's really worked hard to come back and make an impact for these Tigers this year.
But the interesting thing about this game, couple stats that were crazy. LSU held Utah State 1 for 12 on third down. Anytime you can get off the field on third down, you got to be happy about that. And of course, they possessed the ball for about 42 minutes. Utah State was going, hurry up, hurry up. Jordan Love did not look like a potential first-round pick, and they dropped some balls. Look, folks, Kyle Trask is not the sexiest quarterback, but they've got receivers that can make big plays. P. Ryan is their running back, and, you know, Gus Malzahn, he's from Alabama. Gus Malzahn told him, you're too slow to play in the SEC, and he takes it 88 yards. Coach O has said Florida's going to come in here, run downhill. LSU's got to stop that. And is this the week that Caleb Onchesson leaves his national card in front of everybody to pick up and start talking about? Because he's been more talk than production, and I want 18 to have a big game. I want him to be a monster on Saturday night.
Joe Burrow was 27 of 38 last game with 344 yards, and I mentioned the 5 touchdowns. We'll let you guys hear from the starting quarterback for LSU Tigers, number 9. Here is senior quarterback Joe Burrow.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just playing up to our potential. You know, if we want to get to where we want to go, we have to get better. And if we're satisfied with the performances that we have every Saturday, then we're not going to get any better throughout the week.
Joe, center might not be a position that gets the attention or the appreciation that it deserves. Can you describe the value that Lloyd Cushenberry has to this team?
Excellent. I mean, you can't put it into numbers. He's a great leader, great player, even-keeled presence throughout the entire team. I mean, I don't know where we would be without Lloyd, to be honest.
So about a year has passed since you went to Florida. Had kind of a difficult game. How would you describe the evolution of the offense between that game and the game coming up?
How long do you have? I mean, it's not the same offense. I feel like, you know, we put up the most points through 5 games in SEC history. We have explosive playmakers all over the field. I think the biggest step that we've taken is up front. Those guys have been playing their tails off for us. They've worked really hard in the offseason, and it's going to be a big test for them.
Rankings obviously don't really matter at this point in the season, but last year you guys were undefeated, ranked number 5. This season, obviously, undefeated, ranked number 5. But how much different does this team feel confidence-wise going into a matchup like this?
I mean, I think we're way better than we were last year, and they're way better than they were last year, too. They have some really good players all over the field. We're going to have our hands full.
You look at last year's game, you're just still trying to feel stuff out, aren't you?
Yeah.
You look at the film, I'm just trying to figure stuff out. Throw a pick and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, we had chances to win that game throughout the entire. I mean, we had chances to put them away early. We didn't do it, and then we let them hang in there, and ended up beating us. So we're going to have to come out firing and keep it going through the whole game.
How much are you guys using last year's game as a point of emphasis or motivation for Saturday's game?
I mean, last year was last year. Did they beat us? Yeah. Could we have won? Yes. But, I mean, it's top 10 matchup in Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. You know, we don't really think too much about last year. We're going to go back and study it, see what they did, see what worked. Because they might go back to it, but we're not going to dwell on it.
Coach O said last year he saw the biggest difference between the first game and the last game. He said you were a totally different quarterback. One, did you feel that progression? And this year, do you kind of feel it again, or is it just your default mode at this point?
What do you mean default mode?
Like, do you just feel the same way you did at this point now than you did last game last year?
I think that was kind of the beginning of myself getting engaged with what we were doing and being involved in the game plan. And I really think that's what's enabled me to have so much success this year is they trust me enough to put my ideas in the game plan. They trust me enough to make checks at the line. And so I've kind of evolved into a line of scrimmage quarterback in that way.
I know you've grown a rhythm with a bunch of the receivers, obviously, but just say with someone like Jamar Chase, you get him when he's a true freshman, and you've seen him grow, and you've kind of grown with him. How unique of an experience has that been for you and him, and then just how much of a receiver you're talking?
Yeah, I mean, he's turned himself into one of the best players in the country. He's going to make a lot of money playing this game. I mean, he worked so hard this offseason. Me and him and Justin and all the receivers on Saturdays coming in 9 a.m., sacrificing Friday nights to come in here and work out. And so that's been so big for us. And it shows a lot of maturity for them because he's 19 years old. I'm sorry. All good. Yeah, I mean, he's 19 years old. He's going to make a lot of money playing this game. And the sky's the limit for that guy.
Joe, we asked you last week about red zone offense. Now you're number one in the country. Do you pay attention to the ranking like that? Or?
Yeah, I think that's a very important ranking that directly correlates to points. And we need to be able to score touchdowns in the red zone this week. They're really good causing turnovers in the red zone. So we're going to have to be up to our game and act like we're the best team in the country in that red zone.
Is there something that made you believe that y'all could turn the corner and that y'all were going to be a lot better than last year?
We had everybody back, and throughout spring ball, you saw flashes of it, and then in fall camp it really hit our stride. And so if we didn't come out and play this way that we are right now, I'd have been very disappointed.
I know it's so early, but did you grow up at all thinking about competing for the Heisman and being in the race, and do you pay attention at all to the noise right now, and is that even a goal individually?
I mean, it was a goal when I was little. Not so much a goal now. I'd rather have a big fat ring on my hand. But I mean, it does cross your mind. But games like this are the kind of games that you need to get there and to get to where we want to get to as a team.
Sure, you guys have blocked out the noise and everything, but there's going to be that talk. Well, they haven't played a defense like this yet. We need to see if this offense can do it against a defense like this. Is that the challenge for you?
Yeah, I mean, they're the best defense we've played, and it's not even close. They have first-round guys all around the field. They play really, really hard. They're very confident in their scheme. You can tell by how fast they play. I think it's going to be a really good challenge for us and really good stepping stone to what we want to get to.
Joe, is the team that converts more on third down Saturday, is that the team that's ultimately going to win?
Yeah, I think so. The longer you can stay on the field, the better chance you have of scoring. So we're going to have to be really good on third down. They have a really good third down package for us. They mix it up, give you different looks, bring pressure where you don't expect, so we're going to have to study that.
How much do you feel like your offensive line has another go with this game after last year?
I think we all do, but they're kind of on a revenge tour from last year. All the talk around, they didn't play up to what they were last year, and this year they're playing very, very well. And that's just a credit to them, their maturity, and their off season.
That last year's game was a tough game for you as well as the way it ended. I mean, how much motivation does that kind of give you heading into this one?
A little bit, but I don't need any more motivation than a night game, 5 versus 7, to kind of propel yourself into the national title conversation.
That's only your second year playing with LSU, but just how evident has the LSU-Florida rivalry been, especially with last year and this year, with the atmosphere in the city and the hype of the game?
Yeah, everyone says that LSU has a lot of different rivals. I've heard. We have a trophy with Arkansas. Florida's a rival. Ole Miss is supposedly a rival. Alabama, but I think this is the biggest one. I don't like them very much. I know they don't like us very much, and that's kind of been the talk around here. But you just kind of have to keep your emotions in check in a game like this.
Any particular reason why you don't like them?
I mean, they did beat us pretty good last year.
Joe, the barbershop suffered some big losses last year. Garrett, John Battle. Have you kind of taken the torch this year in terms of that?
There haven't been a lot of existential conversations this year. I know I miss that. I do.
So a Gator versus a Tiger. Who do you take in that matchup?
Gator stands no chance. Just go look at the videos on YouTube.
Joe, you're known for
trying to score points against Texas, and fans wanted to see that. But in a game like this, how excited are you to almost have a litmus test, I guess, against a defense that's really solid?
Yeah, I mean the real season starts now. We're in SEC play. Those first 4-5 games were nice to kind of get our confidence going, but this is when the real season starts, and this is when the big boy football is played.
Coach O said the crowd maybe rattled you guys last year. He was hoping the opposite might be true this time around, that Tiger Stadium might have the effect on them.
Yeah, all those cages are sure going to show up on Saturday. I'm excited to see it.
Do you remember last year, I know you don't make these decisions, but you do talk to the coaches a lot, whether the results that the offense had against Florida and Alabama in particular provided any sort of impetus or urgency to make the refinements that you guys have made from then to now?
I mean, I think probably did a little bit, but I think just watching all the offenses around the country, we needed to make a change. We weren't going to be able to compete for SEC titles, national championships if we didn't make that change. I think it's been a credit to our maturity, a credit to Coach O and Coach E and Coach Joe to what we've been doing so far. We just got to keep it rolling.
Thad Moss said that you guys put up a quiet 600 yards on Saturday after Utah State. What do you say about an offense that doesn't have its best day but still puts up those kind of numbers?
Yeah, I mean we've come a long way, haven't we? We're upset about a 600-yard performance at LSU, but we left a lot of points out there, a lot of yards as well. So we're not going to be able to play like we did on Saturday against Florida. We're going to have to be on our A game.
But man, Joe Burrow leads the SEC in passing yards, and passing yards per game. Looking to continue that into the meat of this SEC schedule against a very talented Florida defense.
Well, Florida has a ton of sacks so far. LSU, by the way, 13 sacks. Florida's about double that almost. And the offensive line and Joe have had 9 sacks along with Miles Brennan. So you want to see LSU put more pressure. Let's talk about some of the keys in this game. First and foremost, I believe LSU needs to go hurry up on offense, throw the ball down the field, and jump on the Gators very quickly. You don't want a 6-3, 7-6 type of game at the end of the first quarter. You want to get the crowd going in. You want to see the crowd looking for some Gator meat in there. But look, Zuniga and some of those other guys from Florida are hell to block, and so the tackles have a lot of pressure. Play calling will be very important. I don't know what Kyle Trask. Now, look, we know they shot him up during the game and he finished the game, but I don't know how much mobility he's going to have. Look for Emory Jones there, redshirt freshman quarterback to come in, 6'2", about 195. They'll probably run him. Mullen always likes to run that quarterback a little bit. So Mullen against Aranda, and obviously Coach E and Coach B, Coach Brady against Todd Grantham, who loves to blitz, but he also loves to disguise. So LSU now, in case you have not heard, this is a Wednesday being taped. You might be looking at it later on in the week. Rashard Lawrence expected to play but not start. Michael Divinity expected to start and play. Caleb Chason, 11 tackles for the year, JP. 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack. I'm throwing it out there against the wall and saying Chason has at least a sack, maybe more in this game. Got to learn more than just a bull rush. Obviously, you got to have a win with the turnover battle.
Yeah.
Time of possession, I think, is irrelevant, and you got to run the football, and of course, got to wrap up and tackle. Right now, I'm looking for LSU to win by double digits, but it never is as easy as you think it's coming.
Right. Well, the LSU offense all revolves around number 9, Joe Burrow. It all starts up front, though, keeping Joe Burrow upright and in the pocket. We'll hear from one of those linemen for the LSU Tigers right after this break. Come back and join us right here on Tigers Roar.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-383-8177, 800-383-8177.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We welcome you back here at Scoreboards. We'll show you about the great food, as always, over here at Scoreboards. Some incredible weekend specials. JP, we're going to let everybody hear from Lloyd Cushenberry. I still think him and Burrow are the 2 key pieces on offense that you got to get healthy and keep healthy.
That's right.
But there's a little bit of a problem with LSU and the DBs now. Cordell Flott, the true freshman corner, has been banged up. They don't expect him to play. We know that Todd Harris is out for the year, so LSU cannot afford to have Stingley and or Kristen Fulton go down in this game. Jacoby Stevens. I want to see Grant Delpit closer to the line of scrimmage. I want to see Grant Delpit blitzing. I want to see Grant Delpit making plays and getting that crowd fired up.
Yeah.
And would love to see a sack and an INT from number 7 this weekend. But boy, this is so much fun to just think about how this thing is going to evolve, because as a lot of former players have told me this week, it is a long day for those guys that are playing.
Yeah.
It's tough to keep them off their feet all day long. I mean, they're watching ball, but man, you wake up 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That's a long day. And then, of course, you eat at 3. But the walk down the hill, all of that, it's going to be electric in that stadium. And I'm feeling good vibes at the Tigers. Now, we know that they want to go and run the football some, but I'm hoping they set up the run by throwing it first.
Well, the guy that touches the ball on every single play besides Joe Burrow will be the center, Lloyd Cushenberry. We'll let you guys hear from the junior center from Dutchtown High School right here in Baton Rouge. Here is Lloyd Cushenberry.
Coach O says all the time protection is at a premium, especially this week. We know what type of defense they have, what type of guys they have on that front seven, and it's our job to do our job and keep 9 clean, and which last year we didn't do, and we saw the results. So definitely going to be reminded of how that game went last year, and we're going to try to avoid that.
How much did that game last season stick in?
Like, what do you feel more confident about, the pass protection or getting this run game going this week?
Can you repeat the question?
With Ed back in the fold, coming back for the first time last week, what do you feel more confident about with a lot of the pass protection or getting the run game going?
I say getting the run game going. Ed, he's just a brute force at guard. He's a natural run blocker, and it's important for us to get the run, especially in SEC ball. Everybody's good. Everybody, great DBs all over the conference. So we have to get the run game going so we can free up some of the passing game.
I know you kind of touched on it there, but y'all's performance in that game last year as an offensive line, how much did that stick out in your mind the rest of the season that kind of hung with you? And even going into this matchup too, how much do you kind of actively want to do a better job?
It still sticks with me. I remember we had 11 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 8 pressures, a sack fumble that changed the momentum of the game. So I'll be reminding my group for the rest of this week that we have to avoid that and we have to play better.
You have any conversations with Sadiq in terms of, hey, challenging him in a big spot this week?
Oh yes, the whole group. We all understand. We've been talking about this for forever. Not really circling this game, but we've known that this game was coming, and we have to play better. And everyone, especially Sadiq, he had a tough game just as well as everybody, but he's ready, and I believe him.
When people talk about the rivalries, a lot of times it's LSU, Alabama. What is it just about LSU and Florida that gets you guys' blood flowing?
It's a great 2 historic programs. A lot of history in this game. Go back to 07, Jacob Hester, and all the greats that played in this game. It's just a great atmosphere every time we play.
You guys were, undefeated going into last year's contest against Florida, also ranked 5th. But I would imagine this year's 5th-ranked team feels a little bit different and probably a little more confident than last year's team, even with the offense. And just describe the difference in feeling maybe going into this game.
Yes, sir. We definitely have a lot more confidence. And of course it's a home game, so we feel confident that our fans are going to show out, show up and show out, and they're going to have our back throughout the whole 60 minutes. So it's definitely a different feel for this year's game.
Well, you got 2 teams that are really good on 3rd down, and offensive line and that deep. Has that been a point of emphasis this week on really nailing down those 3rd down conversions?
Yes, sir. Every week that's huge. We have to keep drives alive. We have to give Joe time to make the throws that we know he can make, and let these receivers make plays on big 3rd downs. And that's been a big emphasis. This whole year is going to continue this week.
Has there been any uptake in your red zone emphasis? I know you guys practice 3 or 4 days a week, but with their red zone defense so efficient compared to you guys' offense, is there any emphasis heightened in this week's game?
Really, red zone's been heightened this whole year, and we're just going to keep working on it, keep pressing, and we understand they're a great defense, but we feel like we're a great offense, so may the best man win.
Joe's been at least just me personally, it seems like Joe's been pretty hypercritical of the offense, and maybe that's because he's a coach's son, but even when you guys put up big numbers, he's pretty critical. I just wonder how much is that because going into a game like this against Florida, this is a serious test defensively, and maybe he doesn't want to blow up his own head going into some matchups that you know you have ahead?
I feel like everyone, especially Joe, but the whole offense, we're very hard on ourselves. Even last week, we felt like we didn't play a good game at all. We had a lot of 600 yards of offense, but things weren't clicking. We feel like that was our worst game so far. But and so every week we always hard on ourselves, and we know we're really about to get tested. So we're going to see what kind of offense we have. And, we believe we have a great one, and we're going to see this week.
As a guy growing up in Baton Rouge, you got a sold-out crowd, 2 undefeated top 10 teams. You're finally gonna get some cool weather, it looks like, this week. So, I mean, how excited are you to get this experience?
I can't wait. Right after the game, the Utah State game, I went home, relaxed a little bit, and I watched Florida film. I can't wait for this game. It's gonna be a great atmosphere. The weather's, like you said, is gonna be nice. All I ask, like I know they will, the fans, we just need y'all to come out, support, and just get Death Valley rocking this Saturday. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
Well, Coach O talks about you guys working on the red zone stuff in practice, and you're so good at it. Is there something that you guys are like punished with when you don't convert in practice that makes you guys so disciplined? Like, what is it in practice?
There's no real punishment. They just harp on it so much that when we're doing red zone drills and we don't convert against the defense, we're disappointed in ourselves, and just push us every day. Just every time we're in the red zone, we want 7. We don't just want to settle with 3 points, especially with the test coming up this week and moving on throughout the season. We need 7 when we get to these parts in the red zone. So we just harp on it so much, it becomes a habit that we got to score. We need to score.
Number 79, junior center Lloyd Cushenberry, and his mindset leading up to this Saturday. And it's going to be a huge game. All the players know what's at stake. The SEC gauntlet is just around the corner. You got Florida, Mississippi State, then Auburn. 3 tough games in a row. It's every week in the SEC, but Lloyd Cushenberry seems to have his head on right. He's going to be a leader for this offense, definitely on the offensive line. Got to keep Joe Burrow upright in the pocket.
Boy, you talk about all the things that the center does with the calls, the shotgun snaps, and keeping everybody cohesive on the offensive line. Big week for the LSU offensive line. They've got to minimize the sacks. Interesting to see what Brady and Ensminger are going to do to try to deter those blitzes and that rush. And the other thing that's so crucial, and we're going to have a special at the end of the show tonight with Teddy Bridgewater, but you don't need to have all those big plays, and you got laundry on the field. So try to eliminate the holding calls, but Cushenberry's done a great job. Wears 79, but once again has a little patch for 18.
A great honor. We'll talk some NFL, some New Orleans Saints right here on Tiger Roar. After this break, that wraps up our LSU coverage, getting you ready for this Saturday. There you see the crab legs looking outstanding. They smell great. Can't wait to dive into some of those. If Budman will save me one, come back and join us right here on Tiger Roar.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Welcome back to Tiger's Door, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. That's Scoreboards. That's where we are right now. Each and every Wednesday, bringing you Tiger's Door. They have a lot going on here at Scoreboards. Come check it out. TV's all over the place. Great food, great atmosphere. And you get to see the Bud Man, Buddy Sanji. It's time to talk some NFL football. The New Orleans Saints are now 4-1 after the defeat of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-24 in the Superdome this past weekend. Really was a coming out party for one Teddy Bridgewater.
I called you on the phone and you were going, Teddy, Teddy. And I thought you wanted your wife to get into a little skimpy nightgown, but no, it was about Teddy Bridgewater. First time I thought, JP, in the 3 games he's taken over for Drew Brees, he looked comfortable, he showed poise, and more importantly, he threw the ball down the field in small windows. He fit, and obviously you got to go to your $100 million guy. But glad to see Cook, the tight end, get a touchdown. And oh, by the way, TK gave me the stat. First time ever, the Saints and Tulane are both 4-1 at this point in the season.
Outstanding Teddy Bridgewater, 26 for 34, 314 yards, had 4 touchdowns through the air. A lot of that work was done by the wide receivers, but look, he was 3 for 3 for throws longer than 20 yards. So, I mean, he really is expanding his game, showing everybody who watches the Saints, follows the Saints, and around those around nationally in the NFL, that he's nothing to mess with. Sean Payton has gave him a good plan each and every week, and you see that guy right there, Alvin Kamara. He has been so special for the Saints. Him and Mike Thomas have been dominating their respective positions. Teddy Bridgewater, really knows he is in a blessed opportunity with all the weapons the Saints have on offense.
Well, you love throwing the ball to Alvin Kamara out the backfield, and along those lines, I'm looking for LSU, obviously, to throw it out the backfield to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You see Jared Cook with his first touchdown as a Saint, and once again, they're playing well. The crazy thing about the Saints, JP, we've been talking about it, their defense is so much better. They played prevent, gave up a garbage touchdown at the end. Going to play at Jacksonville this weekend, 12 o'clock, and Leonard Fournette and DJ Chark, of course, catching everything in sight. Fournette running much better the last couple of weeks, so you'll see a couple Tigers against the Saints this Sunday at noon.
There's a big game coming up in Jacksonville. Right here, you see Teddy Bridgewater finding a wide open Ted Ginn down the seam. That's really a staple of the New Orleans Saints offense. Something if he can take advantage of, like Drew Brees did so often, this offense really will start to pick up, start to put up more points on the board. You won't see that 12-10 victory with 4 field goals. Teddy's really stretching the field, getting his wide receiver stuff balls to work with. And look, if he keeps spreading it out, there will be many more Teddy chants in the Superdome.
And look, we all know that when the Saints win and the Jags win and the Tigers win, everybody in Baton Rouge and New Orleans, the businesses, it has a an incredible impact on the businesses in the Crescent City and the capital city. It's been fun to watch the Saints. I am so impressed with what Dennis Allen and the defense has done. And if I'd have told you before the season the Saints have a better defense than LSU, you wouldn't have believed it. And of course, LSU's got a better offense than the Saints right now. We'll see if they can continue winning as they go on the road to play at Jacksonville.
Second game of the season, Drew Brees goes down to the Rams. Teddy Bridgewater steps in. They lose that game. A lot of Saints fans out there were thinking, oh boy, if this is any kind of extended injury, we are going to be in big trouble. I'll tell you what, if you'd have told me the Saints would be 4-1 after their first 5 games with this schedule, even with Drew Brees, that would have been impressive. You got to take a hat off to the entire team. The offense around Teddy, the defense. I mean, Marshall Lattimore, he shadowed Mike Evans around. Only didn't guard him, I think, for 4 plays. The guy had 2 targets with 0 receptions. He is an elite receiver, but Lattimore really owned him this past Saturday. We gave a shout out last week to Von Bell, but Lattimore stepped his game up big time.
You can hear the noise in here. People are fired up once again about the Jags, the Tigers, and the Saints. And hey, that little play where you brought Kamara in motion and you threw back to him in open space, I want to see LSU do a little bit of that this weekend. But Teddy, let's give him a lot of credit. Everywhere he's gone, hearing his name chanted, and he's not paying for any food and alcohol right now in New Orleans.
No, he is the hot ticket item right now. Look, the teammates, they all love him. When that chance started, I was in the Superdome. Almost everyone on the bench and on the sidelines was getting the crowd up loud. They wanted to hear the Teddy chants. They're so proud of this young man for working back from so many devastating injuries. He bounced around a little bit. Yeah, I think he appreciates his opportunity in New Orleans, and New Orleans Saints fans finally got behind him a little bit this Sunday. That's just giving him more confidence moving forward. We'll see what they can do this upcoming weekend with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1-year deal, $7.5 million, and he does the best chopper in all of the locker room.
That's not the chopper. He calls that the bike, and he says that's from Miami-Dade, where he grew up. That's a movie he gives a shout out to his hometown. That's not the chopper though. I gotta get you off
Hey, whatever it is, they keep celebrating. Once again, bring your game for the Jags. They have a great opportunity this weekend at Mumford Stadium. Bring it for LSU at 7 o'clock, national stage. Really happy Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Maria Taylor on the call this weekend, Jake.
LSU, Florida, 7 o'clock, ESPN Game Day will be on campus. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Tigers Roar. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. It's also a great way to follow everything we do at the Pelican. For Jonathan Poche and Buddy Sanji, thanks again for watching Tigers Roar.